ladies, and welcome to our new podcast called Unlocking Her Code, where we will be empowering women one code at a time and unveiling the unspoken. My name's Lourdes, also known as Lou, and I'm here with Tivisay, also known as Stevie. Hi, Stevie.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so excited that we are finally doing this together.
I know. After talking about this for a while already.
Yes, it's been in the making for a while, and it's something I've been manifesting for a while, and I just all I can think of is you being there next to me.
Oh.
The whole time, even when I began manifesting it, I thought of you, and finally it's here. So I'm super excited for this moment.
I know, it's unbelievable. And just when I remember when you mentioned it to me, I was like, what? Like, I've always wanted some sort of platform or some sort of way to like be able to reach out to women and just like connect, you know what I mean? And build up. And I never in a million, when you have those dreams that like when you're young and you're like, oh, that'll never happen. You just kind of bury them like way deep in there. And then, you think about it and you're like, this is never going to happen. It's just like a wishful thinking. And it's here. And I'm so excited. I'm in shock still.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same way. And I'm so not only excited, but honored that the universe got us all together, from us to the person producing behind. Super grateful for this moment, and I know that there's going to be beautiful conversations that will be born out of this podcast. Not only conversations, breakthroughs, lots of healing moments, lots of moments that will be aha moments for us, for the audience. And our intention is big with this podcast, right? Our intention is to empower the females out there, not only bring awareness, shine light into topics that maybe are not so fun to talk about, but that are necessary to talk about. Also, we will be sharing a little bit of our own journeys, learning how to trust ourselves. We will have many, many different topics that I feel that can really support anybody that gets guided to listen to our podcast.
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely our intentions for this is, when we came up with the name Unlocking Her Code, we really imagined what the name behind it was and what we wanted it to be. And just like, I think like when it comes to unlocking her code is when we came up with words as to what resonated, we thought of things like you mentioned, like our words being codes that can give you awareness, that can resonate, that can be relatable, that can bring you self-awareness, like you mentioned before, shining light to shadowed topics, a breakthrough, being able to connect with with things that you didn't really realize, being able to be uncomfortable. I think a lot of the conversations when you're going through some sort of transformation can be extremely uncomfortable, and we rather not have them, and we rather just kind of like store them away again. And but being able to be comfortable with those things and challenge your beliefs as well. I think our beliefs have been challenged throughout this whole transformation. Everything we grew up with, like everything that was instilled in us, it's kind of, comes up to the surface, and then you start really questioning. But more than anything, we want to be extremely authentic, and we want to build trust with everyone that's listening. Because again, I think we're both but it's never perfect. You know what I mean? It's never perfect. So we're never perfect, and that's not what we're trying to say that we are, but we are going through this journey together. And yeah, like you said, if you are listening, if you fell into this podcast, if someone told you about it, or you just happened to bump into it, there's a reason why you're here. So hopefully you can take something away from any of it,
Yes, I agree. And we want to share a little bit of our journey, how we met, who we are, what we do in our community as well. And a little bit about us is we are two women who have been best friends since I was 19. She was a little bit older, a few years older, but that's okay.
I just realized you're a baby, 19 years old. That's crazy.
19. Now I'm 37. So we've been best friends since the day we met.
Yeah.
And the day we met was, I can't think of it in any other way other than divine faith, because it was really a moment that even when I think about it now, I'm like, yeah, this had to be divine intervention. This had to be the universe putting us together so that we could arrive to this moment. And so, yes, we met back when I was 19.
Yeah, I was 25, I want to say. 23? Oh, 23. I was 23. Yes, you're absolutely right. I was 23 years old. And yeah, I'm 40 now. I'm 40 years old. And so, I mean, I always remember the first day that I met you. And then, like, we both started a new job together the same time. So they sent us off to training together, and we had to go off on a training together. And then I remember that car ride, I mean, because we carpooled, and like strangers having to like practically live together for 2 weeks, right off the back, and this training that we were working in, this company that we're working for. And it was like, I have known you my entire life, and it's been like that ever since. And the way our paths have been like aligned, how whatever is happening to you or me, or, you know, vice versa, it just seems like we're so connected. It's been so crazy. So I'm super thankful for the journey and growing with you, and for everything that you've just supported me throughout, everything, through my crazy times, through my good times, through my bad times, through everything. And now we're here together, just learning how to be our better selves. So I wouldn't want it any other way.
Oh, yeah, likewise. I feel the same way. I feel that the first time we rode in that car was, I started talking to you. I remember the feeling very clearly, and it was like, I know this person. This is not the first time I met. I've been around her.
Yeah.
Like, I knew the energy. I felt at home. I could just be myself. More than anything, I noticed that I was able to be myself around her, but I just met her like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I knew from there that something beautiful would be born out of this beautiful friendship that we've had. Our lives have been very, very interesting, very alike. We're both mothers.
Yeah.
We both have 2 daughters and 1 son. Mm-hmm. And we both have a child in heaven as well. We both have worked in similar places. As well as just
We've both been divorced.
We've both been divorced.
And our
yes.
first child is in our first marriage.
Yes.
Yeah. We went through that together as well.
We went through that together. I went through my 21st birthday with her. She taught me everything. She taught me how to wear high heels. Here was
amongst other stuff.
But yes, we've had a lifetime together, and now we're in this chapter of our life where we're just, we're totally not the 19-year-old and the 23-year-old.
Yeah.
We both remarried. We both had more children, and we just have shared this beautiful journey along with each other. We've been there through our tough moments, through our proud moments, through every single moment that you can think of, we've been there. And it's been a beautiful friendship that's never faded. I could go on a couple of months without talking to her, and then we link back again, and it's like, I just seen her yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's what's beautiful about this. And so when I thought of this project, I couldn't think of anybody else to do this with. So it's just amazing.
No, thank you I'm so glad you're the one who brought it up, and you just brought it out of me in this crazy to say, like, yes, I want to do this. I've always wanted to do this. And you're tapping into my inner, like youth, my what I've always wanted. And you're giving me a gift that I've always wanted to do. And so here we are. So I'm going to mention a bit about how we got here. I mean, kind of not so much about our backgrounds, but how we actually got to this point. And I feel like it's always so, I don't know. I think about my whole journey here, and it still feels like something that I'm definitely working through, because just even talking about it makes it still hard for me, But I've so I've been working in my career for the last 15 years, and working for a corporate company, really just kind of start, and you start, and you worked with me. I mean, we worked together for this company. We were there for many years. How long was it that you left there?
I did about close to 8 years there.
8 years.
But I've been gone from there for 9.
9 years already.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and I was there for 15 years. I stopped working there last year, and so it's been 1 full year already that I've been gone there. And sometimes, I just feel like I'm still having like I don't know if it's PTSD or if I'm or if I'm having withdrawals. I have no idea. But what this company did to me, that I'm still feel like I still need to wash it off. I don't know what it was, but it's not. It wasn't for me. I'm not saying that working for a corporate company or having a career like that is terrible. I'm not saying that. It just wasn't for me. I started again from an entry level position, and then I worked my way up, and I ended up being a district manager for that company. And towards the end, I just felt like I was there, and it wasn't me anymore. It just wasn't my values were. I was questioning my values. I was questioning everything that. I was questioning everything. I was there for the wrong reasons towards the end, or I stayed for the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. I did love my job for many, many years. I would wake up very happy going to work, and I've always said, and I was always telling my team, like, if you guys wake up one day and you are dreading coming to work already, you get to that point where you're no longer happy, you no longer want to come to work. It's just like something like a nightmare, and then you cannot. You're pushing yourself. Then this job is no longer for you. It just really isn't. It's going against your values. It's going against who you are as a person. You're forcing yourself to be something you're not. And that's what it became for me in the last 2 years. And even though I loved the people, and I think that's probably the main reason why I stayed, was for the team, the people that I was there for. I grew up there. I mean, I grew up there, but it no longer was serving me. And yeah, okay, money was good, but money, man, when you hear people say money isn't everything, it's not everything. Who gives a shit? Like, it's nothing. It really is nothing. I made the money that I made, and it served me no purpose. Like, and it just, now that I'm not doing that, I'm actually doing something that I love. I'm actually doing something that I never in a million years thought that I would be doing. I went from being in a corporate company to jumping into the beauty business, and I love it. I love meeting people. I took a big chance in saying, I'm not going back to work. I'm not going to go do the 9-to-5 thing anymore. Nothing about wanting to work for another company, nothing about that. I've never regretted once the decision I made of not going back to work. Never. Till this day, I don't regret it. I don't give a shit about the money. I don't give a damn about the title, and for a really long time I was holding on to that. I think it took me to a really dark place to think that I was no longer that person, I was no longer that title, I was no longer making that money. And so like it was like this whole facade that just was like, people are gonna know who I really am. And then I was like, wait a minute, who am I? What the hell? Like, well, who am I? If I'm not this district manager making this money, then who am I? Because I've been working for them for 15 years. I know what I know what I'm supposed to do there, but outside of there, like, what am I? Who am I? And so it took me to a really, really, really dark place. I really struggled with depression last year, anxiety. I was at the bottom, and I really had to like crawl out of that hole, and find myself and like find what's really making me happy, and do a lot of like self-work, which I'm still doing and I'm still learning. And I am so practicing like being grateful. Oh my God. I can go on and on and on and on, but that's what we want to do with this podcast. That's what this podcast is for, because we can talk about it for hours, but we need to break it down in little pieces, because there's so many people out there struggling with the same thing, that facade, wanting to be that identity that we want to put that front, but in reality, that's not who we are, So I'm here now, and like you guys will get to know a lot about me and more into detail, but that's kind of a little bit of why I'm here, and I'm doing now what I love, and I couldn't be happier. I just couldn't.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very powerful what you just said. It's just who we are. It comes down to who we are, what we stand for, why we're doing the things that we're doing, right? Even when starting this project, for me, is like, is it who I am in this moment? Does it align with my values? So all those things, coming from the corporate world myself, I learned to shed all those layers, and when they do come up at times, I know they're just layers and they're masks now. But definitely the journey of arriving to this place has been, so it's been a journey, and my intention with this is definitely, like Lou said, for us to shine light to all these conversations. Arriving to this place for me was not easy. I've been on this journey for a very long time, and I felt like my journey definitely began the day I left the corporate world myself. I've been out of that world for 9 years, and it's been blessings after blessings when I left there. Obviously, at the beginning, like Lou said, detoxing from a corporate world is very, very difficult. It took me many, many years, much anxiety, much panic attacks, because, you come from such a high level of stress down to almost nothing. So it was very difficult for me to go through that journey. But it was the biggest blessing to be able to live that time of my life, to experience all those moments, and so that I could arrive in this place and now have a mission, a purpose. And one of them is this: sharing our voice, sharing our wisdom, so that we can support others that feel like this information can help them in any way.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like what we're going to be doing in these episodes is slowly like just bringing up all these things. I think when you and I sit here, we can just like go on and on and on. And I go home like at midnight, and I was like, what is going on? Like, what are you doing over there? I'm like, but we have so much to talk about, I swear, And so, yeah, breaking those down into episodes where it's bite-sized episodes where you guys can take get the information, take what's most important, what resonates, whatever it is that gives you that aha moment, and then grow from there, because that's all we want. And so that is what we want to, that is our goal for this podcast. And hopefully, we can have we're aiming to have guest speakers. That's our thing. We have guest speakers, have females that want to share their story, that have gone through these moments, that are going through the moments, that we can talk about it together, that you can be super relatable, that you guys can relate. And we definitely want that to happen. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully in the future, we do have many ideas that we're trying to bring on to the podcast. We welcome feedback as we move on to recording more episodes. And one of the things that we do invite you is to join us, to hopefully you share this with others that you feel that the information can help in any way. And we hope that you guys come along this journey with us. We are excited to build a community. And we're excited to talk about our journeys, to talk about all these topics that we have. And one of the ways that you can start following what we're doing is by following our Instagrams. We do have an Instagram for the podcast, and it's the name of the podcast, Unlocking Her Code. And you can find us on Instagram. You can also find me on Instagram under Tivisay Coaching Center. I do transformational work for women, and I also facilitate women's circles here in my town in Salinas.
They're fun. They're so fun. I mean, they're fun because I feel like you leave there like, oh my God, I just got all this knowledge. Like, what the heck? Like, how is this crazy? So yes, please guys, look out for those. Women's circles are awesome.
And of course, Lou also has a page that you're welcome to follow. She has her business in the beauty industry, and I'll let her share her.
Yeah, you guys can always follow me on my page. It's The Plug by Revive, and there's many things that I do on there, but just, you guys will definitely get to know us as we go through this journey together, and everything we do, and we'll be sharing a lot more, but we're super, super excited. Thank you guys for just tuning in, for listening. We are so looking forward to so much more, an amazing vision that we have,
Yes, definitely. So thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for our first episode, which is coming very soon. Thank you for joining us, and
then also a shout out to our handy dandy producer here that we have. He's been helping us out and it's Greg. Greg, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your help, and for, just taking your time. This is crazy that you were like, yeah, sure, I can be there. I'll help you guys out. I'll help you guys get started. If it wasn't for that, I think we would still be sitting here at TV, saying we really want to do a podcast. Mm-hmm. We just don't even know where to get the mics. Mm-hmm. What do we need? How do we start?
Yeah.
So, thank goodness for Greg. Big shout out to you.
It was beautifully aligned.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Greg. We thought of the podcast, we got the name, and then the universe was like, this is your producer. And then the producer came and brought the mics, and now we're
and
here.
And it's the funniest thing ever. He's like, I've done the homework. I've been following you guys. I know exactly what you're going to be talking about. I was like, what? I'm like, look at you paying attention. And so, yeah, for the public to know that he is my ex-husband. He is the father of my son. And I'm very, very thankful for him. We have an amazing relationship, and I think a lot of it has to do with being able to understand where we come from, understand where we stand, be mutual. I love this guy. He knows that I love him, and I want nothing for the best for him. And so I'm very thankful to have him here with us. Thank you, Greg.
Yes, thank you. So we hope that you tune in for our next episode coming very soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.